Well, this drill I've set up here is to really help the slicer to understand what's happening through impact and why the ball is moving in the way it is. So there's two main forces that you really want to be concentrating on in your own game if you do have a problem with moving the ball quite a lot left to right, and that is the path of the golf club, which is illustrated by this lower stick, and then we've got this upper stick, which is where the face is pointing. So initially what we've done is we've set this up so that the two really are matched, and that represents a ball that will fly dead straight. If you can imagine that the ball will always fly, it's almost as if it's got wings, 90 degrees to the plane between these two. That's really all it's about. So a straight shot is a culmination of the face and the path working in a straight line. Now a slice is when either or both can alter, but it will tilt the plane to the right. So I can do that simply by keeping the club face dead square, and that'll be interesting for some of you, realizing that actually you can slice a ball with a square club face, because what I can do here, and we're assuming a centered strike here from the middle of the club face, is I could simply just move that swing path to the left, and you can see now that the plane created by the two of them is tilted. So what the ball will do here is it will start fairly straight towards the target, maybe fractionally left of the target, but the ball is now flying at 90 degrees to that plane, and it will literally move to the right. And that's really part of where a slice can come from. But often also, if you get somebody that has the club face closed, he can still slice it. So I'll illustrate that again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move the face a little bit more to the left. Now they're starting to match those two positions, but the guy is swinging even further left. So now again the plane is tilted, so the ball will start left, but because the plane is that way, the ball will often move off to the right hand side. So to try and prevent himself from slicing, he's trying to close the club face more and more, but if the path goes too far left, he's going to keep slicing it. So you really want to understand which of the two main forces involved are the ones that you need to change. Is it face, is it path, or is it both? Now predominantly in coaching it would be the face that needs to change, or it's the quickest one to change. So you could easily move the face to the left, and yes, that would cause the shot to maybe pull because I've now got the face square to the path, but it's not going to slice. And then from there in coaching we then start to try and manipulate the lower one back to being square. So we have a problem with the game is that we want to try and create speed, and the body must work left to create that. So it's always in a rotational motion. Now the problem is that the body wants to turn left, and very often the club follows it. So the club often comes open and across the ball. So once the power is being created, the player is working the club head left. The good players can separate that, so they can work the body left, and yet it doesn't influence the direction the club head is travelling in its path. They actually can make the body turn left and the club head move to the right, and that's the skill of the game. So you've almost got two forces. You've got the force of power going left, and you've got the accuracy of or the importance of the path going either straight down the target line or slightly to the right. The common one is almost where the right hand stays under the shaft and the club head is moving left, matching my shoulder rotation, so I'm open here. And then the correct one is where the shoulders are in the same position, but instead of this position here, my arm is more extended, the club head moves more to the right, and the club face is definitely in a different position. I'm rotating the club face more this way rather than really almost trying to prevent it from being pulled left this way. So this is the desired one where the club head is moving to the right and yet the shoulders are open. And very often the common one is where everything moves to the left because the shoulders are going that way as well. My coach used to say it's like locking the door or turning the key. So, and that really worked for me in terms of I could sense almost the club shaft is the key, and I could sense that I was rotating the club face in. So a good position is to not excessively, but open the club face a little bit at address and then try and get that rotational feeling through impact. So I'm going to hit a shot now for you with that, and then I'm going to see if I can over rotate the hands to stop the ball from going to the right, and that's a really good drill for to prevent it from cutting. I won't do it that quickly so that you can see the motion. So I'm going to set the club face a little bit open here at address. Usual ball position, everything's the same, but then try and work the hands too quickly. And the ball's gone down the left-hand side with a very open club face at address. So I've learned to over-rotate, and you know, sometimes you've got to go too much the other way before you can come back to square, and that will really give you a good feeling and an impression of where the club face needs to be.